Once upon a time, these mysterious islands changed our understanding of the natural world forever. It's a place with lunar landscapes, hidden depths, and where unique and curious creatures roam.
Turtles over here, sharks over there, tortoises over there, bluefin the boobies back there. It's a crazy and wonderful fantasy place.
The Galapagos.
I love it.
2 years ago, marine biologist Monty Halls came here with his wife Tam and his daughters Molly and Isla to see the challenges these islands were facing.
I feel really helpless. I don't really know what I can do.
Since then, concern for the planet has become a global phenomenon, rallying old and young. And the birthplace of evolutionary theory now faces a fight for survival.
Bye-bye giant tortoises, bye-bye turtles, bye-bye nesting birds, forever.
Monty and the family are back.
Look at that! How big was that stingray?
Bigger than me.
To discover what's changed.
We could potentially be creating a misbalance.
Work with conservationists, protecting the archipelago.
The idea is to catch it, check the wound, and then let it go again.
And learn how these tiny fantasy islands could inspire real solutions for the whole planet.
If I can do anything to help protect these creatures, I would do it.
Where are we going?
We are going to an extraordinary place.
Tell us what it is.
No, well, it wouldn't be a surprise then, would it?
The Halls family are off to a Galapagos wonderland. Because the islands, like Isabella, were formed when volcanoes erupted, and there's unique weather here, there are many different landscapes. Lots of dry, arid areas, humid green zones in the hills, and miles of spooky forest round the edges.
Wow! Watch out for trolls. This is very much the realm of the goblin.
The forest is a crucial coastal ecosystem and breathtaking.
Isla, look. Oh, wow! Isla, look at mangroves! Wow! This water's crystal clear. Isla, I saw a fish. I actually saw a fish.
Mangroves grow at the sides of shallow tidal streams and lagoons, which are a mix of salt and fresh water.
Go in there and just try a tiny bit of that water. Don't swallow it, but just taste it. It's a little bit salty, but it doesn't taste anything like the sea. Spit it out. No. What do you think, Moles? Don't swallow any. Don't swallow it. Oh, well done. Spit it out on Daddy.
El Estero was beautiful, totally unexpected, pure kind of paradise. It was stunning.
The roots of the trees catch the debris that flows in with the tide, mixing with fresh water from the highlands to build a nutrient-rich environment. The forest provides homes and foods for all sorts of animals, especially young animals.
Mangroves are a wonderfully appropriate place to bring little people because they're nurseries. They're really important places where little animals grow up. So the future big animals tourists are going to look at are here right now.
The dense roots provide hiding places for youngsters.
Sea lion? No!
And the gentle, shallow water is a great training ground.
That is a sea lion.
How about that? Just the same way moles is basically learning swimming, so is that young sea lion. And this is the perfect spot to do it. It's calm, it's clear, it's safe. Just the same thing for her applies to that animal just now.
It's not just small girls and sea lions that learn skills in the mangrove. These waters are vital nurseries for many young sharks too. And there are 27 native species in the Galapagos. When the family visited 2 years ago, shark news dominated their stay.
When we came here last time, the Chinese shark boat had just been apprehended.
In 2017, the Galapagos National Park and Ecuadorian Navy seized a Chinese fishing boat containing an enormous haul of sharks, nearly 6,000 in total. Many were endangered and protected.
There was despair, there was frustration, there was anger.
The fury was partly because the ship was found in the protected Galapagos Marine Reserve. The discovery touched all ages.
So you're leading the charge for the next generation.
We could say that all kids are.
The protest was unprecedented, but the grief spearheaded even more action across the islands. That's still prominent 2 years on.
This time, there is resolve and there's hope and there's fortitude, and they've moved on.
Today is an example of some of that resolve. Over on neighboring San Cristobal, the local marine scientists have organized Shark Day.
Hard throw, moles.
Yeah!
Moles, legend.
It's a fun day out, letting families learn about their local wildlife with sharky games.
It's a really good day, this, because a lot of the stuff the kids are doing is based on the science that the scientists are doing out in the field. Things like ID through photo identification, coloration.
Real shark, because they have spots on them.
You're right.
It's really cleverly put together, this, really engaging. Did you get a sticker? Great.
This game is about the mighty power of a shark's nose.
Do you think you can smell better than a shark? Or a shark can smell better than you?
I don't think so.
Some sharks can sniff out minute quantities of blood in huge amounts of water. But to illustrate this feat, scientists have sensibly gone for varying dilutions of lemon and ketchup.
Coffee. That smells like apple juice to me.
What concentration? Do you think a shark could smell that one, or that one, or that one?
Can a shark smell these or
Do you
these?
think that one?
These ones. Okay, you're right. Yeah. Good.
One drop in 1,000,000 milliliters of water. That's how good sharks smell. They can smell the ketchup.
Inspiring local children to learn about sharks is a big step towards encouraging them to look after their wildlife. But for the scientists, there's a bigger goal too. Lauren Goodman is a marine biologist here.
The ultimate aim is we want to start getting more local scientists here interested in studying marine biology and marine ecology and understanding what is around them. Because generally this population hasn't been that involved with the science here, and so that's what we're trying to do.
After a great day out, Isla is definitely feeling the sharky love.
Quite a few people think they're just beastly animals, but they're just out there living their lives like we do. Imagine if a load of sharks came and fished your family out their house. I don't think you would be happy. That's exactly how the sharks feel.
But another adventure is in store. Lauren is researching a newly found shark nursery and has space for 2 enthusiasts on her next boat. So long as everyone gets an early night. It's 4 a.m. and Monty and Isla are up with the birds.
What do we have outside our window?
Cockerel at 2 o'clock in the morning.
From 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, by the time 4 o'clock came, we were desperate to get up and get on with it.
We're both shark fanatics. It's a big day ahead.
You can sit wherever you'd like.
The Galapagos is a key habitat for sharks. As well as the 27 native species, there's at least 5 more that migrate here, all attracted by the abundant food. Along with the nurseries and the mangroves, there's also sheltered volcanic lagoons, giving juvenile sharks a safe place to develop their skills. The waters here at Puerto Grande on San Cristobal are particularly significant. Scientists knew this was a black-tip shark nursery, but recently there's been a new discovery.
Up until last year, no one knew where hammerheads in the Galapagos were breeding, and potentially it looks as though they're coming into shallow lagoons like this to do so, because this is where the young ones are being found. And that's what's getting scientists like Lauren really excited.
To find all the sharks, they're using cameras on the floor of the lagoon and in the sky.
Drone technology has made a huge difference to this type of science because it means you've got an eye in the sky. You've got a pelican eye view of a bay like this. And Lauren's just picking out where the sharks are, essentially. And every now and then you'll just hear go, ah, shark.
Wow, okay, so they're all in the mangrove right now. I see a very large group of them.
There you go. They're all in the mangrove at the moment.
The aim of the trip is to monitor and tag as many sharks as possible. And for that, they'll have to catch them first.
Okay, Lauren, when are we getting in?
Right now.
Yay!
You want to jump on my back? You want to jump on my back?
Lauren and her team have found that the young hammerheads tend to like deep water. Other sharks prefer the shallows and therefore are much easier to corral in a net.
There are a lot of them.
First out is a black-tip shark.
66,
Speed's really of the essence here.
20.
Because the sharks are obviously caught in the net, they get a little bit stressed. So the guys have to work as quickly as possible, measure them up and get them back in. But it's such a rich area, this. There's so many of these sharks in these nets.
They've got about 90 seconds to get the information they need.
You weigh them and you measure around different parts of their body
57, 51.
with this special thing that you gently pierce into their skin. That puts in the tag.
Okay, we're gonna take it up to the boat.
So we can locate their migration routes, see if anything has happened to them recently. Maybe they've hurt themselves or have found a mate.
Was that close enough? Was that close enough?
When the net gets closer to shore, it's quicker to tag sharks on the beach. And Isla is on measuring duty.
Okay, remember to yell at the lights. Ready? All right, yell it out.
65.
Yell it out.
56.
Yeah.
Knowing exactly where the sharks are living means these areas can be closely monitored and the sharks protected.
That's everything times 754, so we're gonna go let this shark go.
There you go.
You wanna come with me?
Marine biologist of today and a marine biologist of tomorrow. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? What did you think of that?
I really loved it.
So we're gonna take these off.
I think it's fair to say that Isla has a new hero now. And it's such a good thing to show them science in action, particularly with 2 female role models.
These are the cameras from the seabed. There were no baby hammerheads in the nets today.
Fish. There are lots of fish.
Hopefully, they were deeper in the bay.
sharks yet.
Hammerhead.
That's a good size.
This is another one.
There's another two.
They are a year or so old and about 1 meter long. It shows how important these lagoons are for young sharks and potential young scientists.
Did you have a good day today?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
Baby sharks swam straight past my face.
It's really nice. I've never had somebody this age come with me, and she was so enthusiastic.
Oh.
Living in a faraway marine paradise clearly has its benefits. But finding the everyday essentials for life on an island can be troublesome.
There's challenges, of course there are, like simple logistics, just living an island life, it just presents challenges.
Oh. On.
Yeah.
Okay, so this way is on. Is it going on?
There's no power. Was there just one particular fuse that was down?
Well, do you know, I've just been flicking them on and off.
So you don't know what's on and what's off?
I can't remember where the order, but yes. Well, I've just come next door, and the neighbours haven't got electricity either. Something's happened, and the system's gone down.
Isabella has a mixture of solar power and diesel generators to create its electricity. And power cuts are fairly rare. But other essentials of island life are more problematic.
Right.
Water.
Have we? Have we?
When I just came out the shower, I got a bit thirsty and I nearly started drinking from the tap. And then I remembered that, no, I have to wait till I get into the kitchen.
Tap water on Isabella is untreated, undrinkable, and can cause up to 70% of illnesses on the island. So most locals have to buy their own drinking water. There are no lakes on Isabella, but there is unpredictable rain and seasonal water from the humid highlands, which runs underground. Some of it ends up here, at one of the private water companies. It's cleaned to make it safe to drink, and these bottles cost $2.50 each, delivered to the door.
Hola. Uno, por favor. Just the one. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Outstanding. Thank you. No need for this man to go to the gym. Wonderful. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Bye-bye. We're on probably about 2 of these a week as a family of 4. But of course, we're one family. There's 3,000 people live on this island. Water's a big issue here. Serious one.
Thanks to Isabella's hilly landscape, there is another way of getting water.
Are you going to hold it for me while I get on it? Thank you very much. It's very kind.
Heading out of Puerto Villamil is one main road, which climbs for 13 miles to the volcanic slopes of the Sierra Negra volcano.
The reason this road is so large and well developed is that it was so key that the people here get access to the highlands.
Up here, there's a seasonal thick mist known as La Garua.
That's where the air is rising up the sides of the island and precipitating.
This mist sits usually between June and December and creates a lush green landscape. It means some townspeople can grow their own food here, and farmers can harvest all manner of crops, including water.
This is a fog catcher. It's a massive polypropylene net that's sort of hung up here in the highlands between poles, and it harvests the fog, which is a wonderful thing, which condenses on the net, drops into the drain here and runs down into the barrel.
A fog catcher like this can produce thousands of litres, and farmers use it for their crops and animals. But to make it drinkable for people, it has to be cleaned, upping the cost of something most take for granted.
The UN estimates that 3 out of 10 people around the world don't have access to clean drinking water, and it presents huge health issues. That's 2.2 billion people. And as ever, Galapagos is a microcosm of that wider picture.
Historically on Isabella, one of the major causes of the undrinkable water has been pollution, particularly from sewage. But in 2016, an innovative low-cost treatment plant was built. And now it's a wildlife tourist attraction.
Come on, then.
The site is just on the edge of town.
We walked a really long way.
We haven't walked that far.
We've only just left our house.
Exactly. It's about 50 yards, Moles.
A series of 5 man-made wetlands have been created next to the small, simple sewage plant. They form a host of new habitats and still provide a solution for the age-old problem.
Isla and Monty Halls, when you get a lot of people in a place, what do people produce?
Poo?
Poo, correct. Poo and wee and other things.
The wetland receives partly filtered wastewater and uses the nutrients from it to grow.
So you see all this, the grass, that filters effluent, essentially, and it does it in a really natural way.
The newly planted native grasses support insects, reptiles, small birds, and something a little larger.
Flamingo! Look!
There's a flamingo right here,
There's
Moles.
a flamingo
Look,
boy.
look.
I see it.
A headless flamingo.
Wow.
There's a small population of flamingos on the islands, likely to have flown in from the Caribbean.
It's eating! It's eating!
It is.
It is. And what food is it eating?
Shrimps. Pink. And crabs. And little crabs.
That's true,
The
Moles.
pink shrimps gives them its colour.
They feed by stirring up the mud with their feet and then use their tongues to push the soup through a filter, sieving out their food. They mate for life and are usually sociable.
Flamingo, go that way.
Yeah, you tell it.
It's the biggest treatment plant of its type in Ecuador. And so successful, other Galapagos islands are considering it too, for wildlife and tourism.
It's amazing.
Coming out for a day with the girls to see the poo.
Out in the unique and volcanic Galapagos Islands, the Halls family are working alongside conservationists and scientists, discovering the issues and solutions the islands are dealing with.
Don't run, you might scare the sea lion. Slow, slow, slow.
Today they're coming to snorkel in a special sheltered bay.
Imagine if he had his tail out and his head in.
I know. We definitely disturbed him because he opened one eye.
Yeah.
Concha del Perla is like a giant rock pool, almost completely surrounded by lava. So it's home to lots of small marine animals and bigger ones that come in to hunt.
This is actually the secret trick.
It is the secret trick, isn't it? It works every time.
Right, you put it on your face so it's comfy.
As she's learning to snorkel, Molly has a new full face mask to help her breathe more easily. It doesn't last long.
And actually rented it, very cold, rent out, goggles on, rent out, goggles on.
The Galapagos is a rich habitat for green turtles.
We saw loads of turtles and we saw loads of sea lions. We saw a stingray just hiding itself in the sand.
Stingrays feed on crustaceans, mollusks, and fish that live on the seafloor. This one is about 1.5 meters across, which to a small girl is very large indeed.
How big was that stingray? Bigger than that?
Bigger than me. That's only 10 meters.
10 metres. It was comfortably 10 metres across.
Beach.
The girls are writing diaries during their trip, and even here, the generous calculations continue.
I've done more than you, because I have counted it. It's 1,599,000 writing what I did.
Living on a small, beautiful island is picturesque, but when it comes to feeding a young family of 4, they can't live off the view. There's a range of challenges. Most of the dried goods on the 10 or so food shops on Isabella have come by cargo boat. It arrives every 2 or 3 weeks, but the food is more expensive than on the mainland, and it sells out immediately.
The ship comes in, everything's restocked, but within a day or 2, it's just gone again.
Tam has found the local farmers market, and it happens every Saturday.
Hello.
But even here, shoppers have to be early to find the full range of produce, and it starts at 4 a.m.
Are these grown in Isabella?
Sí. Todo está en Isabela.
Everything in Isabella. And is this
Papaya,
guava?
papaya.
Oh, it's papaya.
Papaya, rábano,
Yeah, radishes.
mandarinas, limón, naranja.
Okay, I might get some
Mandarinas
mandarins.
son dulces, son muy sabrosas.
I'll get some mandarins as well.
Sí.
Though it's all fresh and exotic, it's seasonal, and not necessarily the fruit and veg that both small girls have grown to know and love.
This is where it gets complicated because Isla doesn't eat potatoes, Molly eats potatoes. Molly doesn't eat peppers, but Isla eats peppers. Isla eats tomatoes, Molly doesn't. They both eat cucumber. So at the moment, they're on a ration of cucumber, bananas, apples, and carrots between them, which isn't enough.
There's less range than you might expect on a subtropical island.
¿Cuánto cuesta lechuga?
Lechuga, $3.
$3.
$3.
Wow, it's huge.
And it takes muscle power to get it home.
That's it. I can't fit any more in my bag. So that's it. That's the other problem. You have to come out with strong arms and plenty of bags.
To understand the bigger picture about the Galapagos and why there's a limited range of fresh food on offer, Tam has headed up to the highlands. They're here to see Laura and her son Kian at their Highland smallholding. Laura moved to Isabella from the UK 10 years ago to be with her now husband Pablo. And they grow their own fruit and veg on this 10-hectare site.
I went down to the market today. It's all the seasonal kind of produce.
Exactly.
Local produce. Still missing those sort of things that we're more used to from home, like more sort of greener vegetables like broccolis and that kind of thing.
When you come into Galapagos, you can only bring certain fruits and vegetables. So yes, there's lots of things that we cannot grow here.
Yeah, just not allowed.
And not to bring in.
Historically, some plants on the Galapagos were brought in by visiting ships or settlers and have taken such a hold they overpower the local flora, so the laws are strict.
Lots of different things like strawberries, things like that, we're not allowed to grow here because they're an invasive species.
Yeah.
Some plants that have already arrived and could expand their diet have to be dug up too.
So we do blackberry walks. If we find blackberry, we have to take it out by the roots and burn it.
Right, okay.
So it's
Something
very
you have to do
invasive.
regularly, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you the other thing I'm struggling with. I need a bicycle with like a basket or something with a trailer, because carrying that home.
You're not allowed a basket here. You have to learn the Isabella way.
You just need to be able to carry everything.
You just need to learn the Isabella way.
Okay. I'll learn it.
There is some popular island produce that grows right on the coast and in local gardens. Coconuts. Laura and her husband Pablo have 3 coconut trees in their town garden, ready for harvesting. Monty is here to help.
Last time I was in Pablo's garden, he said to the girls, stay away from the coconut trees because they were ready to drop. If one of those hit you, it'll kill you.
Coconuts naturally fall and smash when they're ripe, so Pato is here to pick them. It's a career change for him. He's been harvesting and selling them on the streets for just 5 years.
Vi que este negocio era rentable para mí y un trabajo más suave que tirar mezcla o trabajar en el mar. Me gusta.
It says a lot about the difficulty of being a fisherman. But Pato feels his new job is easier.
A hazardous undertaking in a number of ways. Number 1 is falling off. Number 2 is the coconuts you're getting are ready to drop. And while you're clambering up, look at this, real athleticism. But while you're clambering up, you don't want one of those coconuts to fall. But the problem is you're kind of shaking the tree a bit. It's like doing a pull-up 50 feet up in the air.
Until recently, he climbed without ropes.
Oh, yeah! Has Bato ever fallen off?
Pato, yes, he had an accident.
Really?
Some time ago, yeah.
Hence the reason he's now got a little harness on, which wouldn't stop him falling, I don't think. Would just give him a nice guided descent down the trunk.
Having witnessed such effortless athletics, Monty can't resist having a go.
Right, this is no sort of shiny carabiners or nice webbing and harness and things like that. This is a bit of old rope and a tow line, essentially. Okay. Gracias, Pat.
Arriba.
Pato can harvest 30 coconuts an hour, easily.
Yeah, get in there. Very good.
I do about 1 coconut every 4 hours.
Well done.
Having conquered 1 rung, that's enough.
This is hard work. And I'm 6 foot off the ground, basically. And I'm coming down. I'm coming back down. It's high enough.
Down on the beach, a special occasion is approaching.
I'm gaining on you both. You're too fast.
Monty and Tam met on a dive program 10 years ago, and their anniversary is coming up.
10 years is traditionally marked by a massive coconut, apparently. Oh, sorry. Cheers.
Cheers. It's gone by incredibly quickly, and I'm amazed about what we've managed to fit into those sort of 10 years. We've had a ball, actually.
Though they share a passion for diving, the girls have come first in recent years.
So the last time we went diving together was a good few years ago, a long time ago.
Must be 5, 7
3 or
years
4.
ago. I think when you have little children, you tend to do everything as a family, and you sometimes lose that thing of experiencing stuff together and remembering why you're together.
So as a treat, they're going to go on a major dive together in search of schooling hammerhead sharks.
Sun setting on another day in Isabella.
And that is quite something.
It's It's expedition day on the Galapagos. Monty and Tam are off on an important dive together at a famously difficult site with an equally difficult name.
Gordon's.
Gordon Rocks, not Gordon's Rocks.
Gordon's Rock.
Yeah, Gordon Rocks. Gordon Rocks. You got me doing it now, Gordon Rocks.
They're going with an old friend and dive specialist, Macaron. His expertise is vital, as the conditions at the rocks are notorious.
I did go out a couple of years ago, and the currents and the surge and the waves are really quite intense. So I know this particular dive site can be quite challenging, so I'm a little bit nervous about it.
I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't dived this site for 20 years, and diving in the Galapagos is demanding. It's the big currents that bring the big animals.
Gordon Rocks are just 1 hour boat ride northeast from the main island of Santa Cruz. And it's one of the top dive sites in the world for scalloped hammerhead sharks. Scallop hammerheads have a distinctive ripple to their mallet-shaped head and are endangered as they're favorites for shark fin soup. Gordon Rocks is one of the few places where they gather in large schools. And Tam and Monty will be helping to monitor their numbers if the conditions allow.
Hopefully the currents aren't going to be quite so strong.
Crystal clear visibility.
The clears hopefully will be better. The light's better.
Sharks everywhere.
Be hundreds.
Yeah.
Gordon Rocks is 3 rocky pinnacles which poke out of the surface, funneling ocean currents through a multi-layered channel. Conditions can be so choppy, it's known as the washing machine. Nerves are starting to show.
All right, girl?
Yeah, all right.
Good. It's going to be great.
Yeah, just want to get in and see what we can see.
It's one of the best dive sites in the world.
Yeah.
Best dive sites on planet Earth.
Hammerheads like to congregate around deep rocky pinnacles, and these fit the bill.
Outside the Gordon Rocks where we are right now is very deep. Here is vertical wall where it can down to 60, 80, 100 meters.
With everyone ready, the washing machine beckons.
Very good.
Okay. Very good.
Timing is of the essence.
Remember, John, when I say go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay.
Mercifully today, the current is not too bad.
I felt a bit disorientated, so going down, I was, just trying to sort of orientate myself, and the visibility was quite bad, so, you sometimes feel like you've got a bit of vertigo going on. I wasn't feeling that brilliant, but sort of settled down and got into the dive.
As the Galapagos currents hit the rocks, they bring nutrients to the surface, which attract everything from little fish to big sharks and more. Visibility is only about 5 meters, but luckily they've got Macaron.
Macaron has got an incredible eye. I was side by side with him and he'd be like that. He'd point. And then about a minute later, a hammerhead would swim out of the gloom.
Scalloped hammerheads can grow up to 4 meters in length, and unlike many sharks, are sociable. There are many theories about why they gather together. One of them is about choosing a mate.
You can see these silhouettes, these shadows of these big sharks. And then they just sort of came slightly closer, and it kind of felt like they were doing a little bit of a circle around us.
Scientists do know that the hammerheads are cleaned at rocky outcrops by smaller fish, who nibble off the parasites and bacteria. In total, over 20 sharks are spotted before these majestic animals disappear into the gloom. But then, out of the blue, a second treat appears. A school of stunning golden rays. They have a wingspan of up to 1 meter and often swim in large groups. It's a perfect end to a perfect dive.
There you go. That was outstanding. Outstanding.
Loads of life down there, just loads and loads of life.
Well, that's great. Well done.
Tam is triumphant.
I actually really looked at his eyes and you could see that just one eye just following us along, you know. It's actually, eyeballing us.
Yeah. Isla would be over the moon to do. I can't wait to do this with her. I really can't.
Knowing how many sharks are here in the Galapagos and where they breed and feed helps the scientists to galvanize support to protect and patrol those areas. So they've created their own shark count app, where visitors and experts can enter their shark sightings. Tam is on the case.
You know, we've just been diving, we saw, close up to us, we saw between 10 and 15 sharks come very close, and there were probably between 20 and 30 sharks that were more in the distance that weren't quite visible. So I'll be able to go on and log that we've seen between 20 and 30 endangered hammerhead sharks. And then we submit it, and we know that all of this data is going to help monitor the numbers of sharks in this particular area.
These days, sharks are one of the main reasons tourists come to the Galapagos. Monitoring numbers gives the animals and the islands a more secure future. After a big adventure without the girls, today is one for all the family. They've come with Kian, Laura and Pablo to play in the surf.
However old you are, if you catch a wave, you can't help but go, whee! That's almost coming out of my mouth. I was like, oh my God, I sound like I'm 5 again.
Reveling in this unique place brings new skills and people together.
This here for the kids, getting them into this. And I don't just mean the surf and the sea, I mean the beach and the big skies, and it's a wild, wild place, this. And you see them go a little bit wild, and that's wonderful.
For Pablo, it's the islands as a whole that bring the magic.
Look at Isla with Monty, with her dad. Waves, nature. The experience that we will get in Galapagos is a treasure, is an opportunity to make better human beings. That's why we have to protect it, to care it, and that's why we are here.
Protecting this fabulous place takes a lot of understanding.
One of the things that really strikes me about being here on Isabella is it's easy to love this island, but it's not easy to live on this island. And actually everyone here has to work together as a community. They have to look after each other, they have to support each other, and they have to celebrate the great things that are here. They also have to manage the number of tourists, here to share that island magic, without pushing the ecosystem and the animals to their limits.
Next time, something is afoot when Isla and Molly turn scientists for the day.
What is that?
I think it's a sock of some kind.
And Monty helps rescue a sea lion in distress.
You can see where the hook was embedded in the mouth. I think